Follow your passion. This is common advice given to people from friends or colleagues because they want somebody to find something they love, right? I suggest that that's actually a really bad idea and can actually be counterproductive to your career. In this video, I'll describe what to do instead. So you might like baking bread as one of your hobbies. Does that mean you should be a baker? Not necessarily. Following a passion on its own is a bit like buying a house based on the colour of the door, or marrying somebody based on the strength of the first dates. It might carry you first through the initial excitement. It's a change, it's something aligned to what you like, but it's not necessarily sustainable. And in the longer term can actually backfire and set you back in your career. Passion matters, of course it does, but on its own, it's rarely got enough depth to carry you through a career or a new business. So if you're successful but feeling a bit restless, or maybe you've reached this what I call awakening point whereby you actually want to find something with more purpose and fulfillment, or maybe you're looking to start a new business and looking to think where can you focus your efforts, this is what I recommend instead. So rather than looking at passion on its own, I recommend going broader into 3 areas. Firstly, you need to look at your strengths and experience. What are you really good at? Where do you find a state of flow, which is where you sort of lose track of time and completely immerse yourself in something? By strengths and experience, I don't mean, you work in accountancy. That's not a strength, that's a domain. We're looking, what do you do in accountancy that you really lights you up? What do people consistently come to you for? That doesn't mean that you're locked into that specific career. We're looking for specific strengths that are unique to you that you can carry forward to your next chapter. Secondly, how can I use those unique strengths and experience that I've just identified, and how can I apply that to a goal that's bigger than myself? Doesn't mean you need to go into the voluntary sector or run a community or anything, although that might be of interest. It just means you need to focus on something. This is where you can get real fulfillment in the second half of life. If you can direct your energy, your strengths and your experience to a goal bigger than yourself. Third, we can now bring back in things like passion. I urge you to think about, what are you curious about? What problems in the world do you think should be solved? Is there any itches that you've always yearned to scratch? Is there things in the world that should exist that don't? This is where you're going to get your interest from. This is where the real supercharge in your fulfillment and your energy comes from, is if you can combine all 3. Your unique strengths and experiences, serving a goal bigger than yourself, and something that you're curious about or you're aligned to, or you're interested in or passionate about. If you combine all 3 of those at once, then you've really got something that's going to fire you up, light you up, and is going to be sustainable in the longer term. You need something that's going to carry you through the highs and lows of a new business or the highs and lows of a new career, and that needs to be more than just passion. From my own experience and speaking to others, if you just follow your passion on its own, what happens is the novelty can wear off and you're left with the same stuck feeling and restlessness that you had before, and you haven't gained anything. So just be wary of that. Now, if any of this is resonating, a good next step is to look at your alignment. So all of this is about, taking where you are and just doing a course correction to make sure that you're more aligned to your true direction. That might be a small tweak to your existing career. It might mean a major pivot. But either way, we've got a free scorecard on the North Star Labs website where you can take an assessment of your alignment and see where you are. And maybe that'll give you some inspiration in terms of the change that you need.